What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk to you about NIO. I want to go over some of the current data points, break it down what's moving it, and what shorts are doing. Before we get into any of that though, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So NIO is up 1.99%, 357 the low, 371 the high. So you did have some good momentum during the pre-market and also the beginning part of the trading day. But unfortunately, there is some escalation starting to happen and some tensions between the States and China. So China did sign multiple MOUs with Vietnam. So they're trying to push a lot of their companies towards doing business with other kind of countries aside from the States. So they're pivoting. And plus, I think at the end of the day, you probably have Trump rather pissed off based on the recent data. So Sunday evening, you did have the trade balance coming in at 102.64 billion. 84 billion was the forecast. Exports 12.4% versus a forecast of 5.2. Then imports negative 4.3 versus a forecast of negative 1. Amazing data. Then again, I think given just the tariffs, a lot of companies would have been importing and ordering stuff prior to the implementation of the tariffs. So these might be skewed a little bit, but nonetheless, I'm sure Trump must be rather pissed off by this because he's been kind of active on social media today and saying a lot of weird things like this. So the market is very strong once they, I'd assume investors, get used to the tariffs. So kind of comical how that is. I did retweet this and just said, like, do people in an abusive relationship get used to it? It's just a very messed up type of scenario. And nonetheless, the market is just kind of stuck in limbo. Marco was very optimistic about what did come out over the weekend about the exclusions, but clearly that was short-lived. Official news though from NIO, not all that much. No SEC filings. A couple of things did come out. So it looks like Claudio did confirm with NIO themselves that the ES9 is going to be out by the end of this year. So that should be fairly good because a lot of good demand for SUVs and even more so the price point. So that should really help NIO. Again, assuming they can kind of stick to their kind of targets. But aside from that though, the only other thing that has come out that I feel like is advantageous to be aware of is this. So NIO adopts use of Alibaba's large language model and coding assistant. So this for sure is very positive for Alibaba. NIO, it does say that it helps accelerate R&D in advanced automotive technologies, but I need to do a little bit more deeper dive on how NIO does truly benefit from this. So again, very positive for NIO, for Alibaba, still potentially gray for NIO, but nonetheless though, I think this is good. Chinese companies working together that should hopefully alleviate a lot of the geopolitical issues. NIO, that's one thing that's really plagued Chinese stocks and NIO. Is just all the grayness over the last several years. So hopefully China does start to kind of separate themselves and become self-reliant, and then NIO should do fairly well. In addition to that, the whole EU kind of negotiations, that should really be very advantageous for NIO and other Chinese EVs as well. So let me know your viewpoint on that. Given everything, you are seeing shorts return 2.12 million shares. 14.57% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 231.74 million shares overall are being shorted. So shorts are breaking their trend. So good to see shorts return. It does somewhat validate the green day today. And most of that was actually done during the pre-market. So again, giving it a nice boost higher on a technical standpoint. Short score, side note, is 81.79%. Looking at the options, so 3.65 million in calls, 1.17 in puts. So despite the good optimism in the broader market, you are still seeing a good consensus of all the options today being bearish. So 52% is bearish today, so not the best, but based on this, so the calls, meaning the bulls, you are seeing a consensus for it to be roughly around that $4 range. So still a lot of good upside is anticipated, whereas flip side, bears are anticipating for it to be somewhat between that 3 to 350. So still a lot more upside is anticipated based on this. So let me know your viewpoint on that. When it comes down to transactions on the secondary market, there is none. So big money is not really getting into NIO. One big clear attributing factor for NIO to go higher is algorithmic trading, just piggybacking off the broader optimism. So let me know your viewpoint on that. And then these are all the transactions occurring on the dark pool above $100,000. So a lot of this, I'm sure, is shorts, because with shorts returning 2+ million, a lot of that is done through the dark pool, at least more common than not. And with it right now at $3.60, it is trading between this pivot and this S1. So 356 is a strong support, kind of bounced off of that general area today. And then flip side, 429 is going to be that next strong target / resistance. But aside from all of that fun stuff though, on the actual chart, it is right now above the ALMA, so that is currently at $3.30. The only negative is because of the recent price action, you see stochastic RSI rather neutral now, so it's not really considered overbought as it once was, but nonetheless, I still feel there is a lot more upside. And again, if you do believe in the whole gap needs to be filled type of mentality, there's multiple gaps that NIO has that can move up associated to that. So I still do feel, and based on what I mentioned in my video yesterday, that there is a lot more upside to do with NIO. Just it's not going to come overnight. You're going to see a lot of manipulation. You're going to see a lot of crap in the market. But I think NIO, no matter what, is at least slowly but surely moving towards the right direction. So let me know your thoughts on NIO. Do you think that the bottom is in and that we're going to be moving higher? Or do you think this is just more of a kind of dead cat bounce, what a lot of people like to call it as? So let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And if anyone is kind of aware of this, about Alibaba's large language model and coding assistant and how NIO could really benefit from that, definitely drop a comment in the description below. That would be greatly appreciated. But with all that, appreciate all of you watching. Pop over to my Discord, completely free. A lot of good people talking about stocks, options, crypto, everything that you basically need in life. So with all that, appreciate all of you watching.